Another area that we want to be thinking about is this idea of risk. Now, this is particularly important in agriculture because agriculture is typically a very risky area. Also, I'd like to say, many of the farmers that we work with are in rain-fed agriculture, so there is lots of risks associated with just basic climate. There's also risks around production, there's risks around financing, and there are risks around marketing, and I suppose in some ways there's risks around the institutions that you're working with. So when we're mapping out risk, this is very similar to the idea of value chains and who are the key partners in a value chain. But in this case, we're looking at what are the key areas of change that we would like to see and what are the risks in those particular areas. So what are our production risks? What are our finance risks? What are our market-related risks? And what are our institutional risks? And in today's world, that all becomes part, if you like, of the business model, of the business plan. So we plan to produce 50 tons of maize to supply a particular market, and there are certain requirements that we need to do that. And then we take a step back from that plan and say, what are the chief risks that we have in getting the production of 50 tons to that market and to get the return that we're expecting? And it's really important that whatever we're doing in a business case, that we're aware of the key risks and that we have some plans to be able to adapt or modify when that shock or change happens in the system. So risk management is a super important part of any business process, and it just means that when and if something goes wrong, that we have a plan B to tackle that problem as it takes place. Or in many cases, we have another person that we can go to find support to help us get over those challenges. So risk is about being aware of the problems, knowing where to go to if those problems arise, and then really finding the team that can help you formulate a process to come back onto track to be able to realize the original goal that you had.